Dragon Ball Daima has finally cleared up the most controversial debate for all Vegeta fans, showing that Vegeta has had the ability to transform into Super Saiyan 3 the entire time. If that's the case, then so many questions arise. Why doesn't Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3 during the times we've seen him in Dragon Ball Super, and by the time of the Buu Saga up into Dragon Ball Daima, does Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 actually compare to Goku's Super Saiyan 3? But beforehand, I think what needs to be said more than anything else is that most of the events that we see within Dragon Ball Super were written about 5 to 10 years ago, so the thought of giving Super Saiyan 3 to Vegeta wasn't really a recognition for anyone during that time. Especially considering that we're at a point in the series where Super Saiyan 3 isn't really necessary anymore. And as we've seen within the events of the Tournament of Power, Super Saiyan 3 seemingly still struggles with the same issues that we've seen within the Buu Saga. So the point of the matter is that a lot of the things that I will say will be up for debate and speculation. That aside, I'm pretty sure we all know that Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3 have a standard multiplier for their base. For what we know, the standard power for the user's strength when utilizing Super Saiyan 3 would be the strength of Super Saiyan 2, but times 4. While the Daizenshuu doesn't exactly state the exact multiplier for Super Saiyan 3, we do have a description of where the pure power of the form actually comes from. It tells us that Super Saiyan 3 is the strongest form of Super Saiyan that draws out the hidden power of a Saiyan and takes them beyond their limits. As we all know by this point though, just because a transformation has the most raw power doesn't mean it's the best balance for battle. We've clearly seen this with forms like Super Saiyan Grade 2 and 3, which is something we're actually going to come back to. For now though, going off of the description that we have from the Daizenshuu for Super Saiyan 3, it's clear that every Saiyan within the series has a different set of potential and what they're actually capable of. This is what makes Super Saiyan 3 actually really interesting, because it isn't just about a standard 4 times increase, but it's also about the Saiyan blood within the user and how much of it they are able to tap into specifically. But that leads us to a question that I believe has a very definitive answer, and that's who has the most Saiyan blood to draw power from? And quite simply, the answer would very clearly be Vegeta. I could say that Vegeta being one of the only Saiyans to be ranked Saiyan Elite and also coming from a royal bloodline is enough, but we can do a lot better than that. When Vegeta fights Goku for the first time on Earth, Goku of course is a lot weaker than Vegeta in base, and obviously the only way he was able to surpass him was by more than tripling his Kaioken against Vegeta. Even then, Vegeta was able to completely overpower Goku in his Ozaru form, showing that he has more utilization over that form than even Goku did. Not to say that Goku couldn't have had the ability to do it at some point, but to say that Vegeta has the ability to do it a lot faster than Goku did. Afterwards, Goku himself is even able to admit that he feels like his training with King Kai was a waste because of how much stronger someone like Vegeta was compared to him. And of course, this is exactly what motivates him to keep Vegeta alive for the purpose of being able to fight him again someday. We also have a perfect example within the Android Saga. When Vegeta finally gets access to Super Saiyan, he's able to easily surpass Goku in his Super Saiyan despite him having more time to train in it. I know a lot of people would want to put this up for debate, but Piccolo points to Vegeta being stronger than Goku, and keep in mind Piccolo was also the person that trained with Goku and Gohan for the entire 3 years. Later within the timeline, Vegeta is able to retain access to Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue by training with Whis, and he doesn't have to rely on any crutch like Goku did. This is something that even Goku himself was able to admit. You can even address Super Saiyan 3 itself. For example, it took Goku years of training in Otherworld to finally break through the Super Saiyan 2 wall and get access to Super Saiyan 3. It's different for Vegeta though. The events of Dragon Ball Daima take place 7 to 8 months after the end of the Buu Saga, meaning it only took Vegeta that short period of time to access Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta was able to accomplish what took Goku several years to accomplish for himself, and all of this is tying together to Vegeta's natural bloodline and growth as a Saiyan. While yes, we have seen Goku defeat Vegeta several times emotionally, none of that was ever because Goku was superior to him in any way. It was the fact that Vegeta couldn't stand or comprehend why Goku was as good as he was for being ranked such a low-class warrior. This of course damages Vegeta's pride and leads him down a path that he inevitably sets up for himself. Don't forget that even in the Saiyan Saga, Goku is able to admit that Vegeta might naturally be more talented and gifted than he is, but with enough hard work, anyone can surpass the naturally gifted. So no matter which way you slice it, Vegeta has more hidden power within his Saiyan blood than Goku does, and it's not even close. With the understatement that a lot of the power from a Super Saiyan 3 isn't from just a multiplier like I mentioned earlier, but also about how much hidden Saiyan potential you have within you, we can easily say that Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 is stronger than Goku's. Not just that, but we've also seen Vegeta use it once, and he's accomplished more with his own Super Saiyan 3 than Goku has. As we've seen within the events of the Buu Saga, Super Saiyan 3 failed to pull off any victory for our heroes both physically and narratively. Gotenks isn't able to defeat Super Buu, Goku isn't able to defeat Kid Buu, and above all of that, Goku completely failed to make any use of the form because his body wasn't used to the form outside of being dead. But with Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, it's different. Vegeta was able to pull a win over Tamagami number 2 with his Super Saiyan 3, and this is even including the massive boost that Tamagami was given because of the enhanced power awarded to him by Neva. The win over this Tamagami is much more impressive than Goku's win, considering they get stronger the higher the number is. Don't forget, Vegeta did all of this while still adapting to a 6-year-old body, and that's something Goku in his adult body couldn't properly shift to do. And if all of this isn't enough for you, remember what makes all of this even more impressive. It's the fact that Vegeta didn't need any advantages from S-cells or a fusion like Gotenks, or a dead body in Otherworld like Goku did. He was purely raw in his own training. But now we have to ask, if Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3 this entire time, why doesn't he use it? Considering that we know Super Saiyan 3 is a flawed transformation because of its poor usage of stamina and ki, the manga directly goes out of its way to tell you this through Goku and Gotenks, Vegeta wouldn't normally see it as an effective way to fight. This is parallel to what we see Goku do within the Cell Saga. When Goku and Gohan are training within the Time Chamber, Goku understands the overall weakness of the various grades that Super Saiyan has, and he decides to just master Super Saiyan instead, considering that it will best maintain the form's balance in speed and power. Super Saiyan 2 doesn't struggle with these same effects either. Instead, it's just a stronger, better balanced form of Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan 3 being so raw in power is what makes it unquantifiably bad to use in battle, so Vegeta probably notes that it would be better to just master Super Saiyan 2 instead. Even so, Vegeta's rage within Super Saiyan 2 is especially visible during his fight with Beerus, who is able to surpass even Goku's Super Saiyan 3 without needing to access Super Saiyan 3 himself. Regardless, even if Vegeta decided to use Super Saiyan 3 against Beerus, the chances are that he wouldn't have performed any better than Goku did anyway. Putting all of that aside though, considering what we know about Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta is far stronger than Goku, and within the short time that it was shown, he's also done a lot more with it than Goku has too. But what I find even more impressive is not just the physical aspects Vegeta had to overcome in order to get to this state, but it's also the mental ones. Jordan the Dragonlee pointed this out in his video, which I will link down below, but he actually says something really interesting. All things considered, Super Saiyan 3 has never normally been a transformation that was attained through pure anger. Super Saiyan 3, as I said earlier, is about digging deep within your Saiyan abilities and drawing directly from the special hidden power within you. This very reason is why Vegeta wasn't able to get Super Saiyan 3 in the first place, which actually ties to Vegeta's "You're number one" speech. In Vegeta's speech to Goku, he directly admits that Goku is the best, but that's not the only thing he praises, which is what a lot of people miss. Vegeta directly praises how Goku was able to get as strong as he is now, and the reasoning behind that is Goku's fruitful philosophy. Goku was able to grow to such a power because of who he is as a person. This is actually really interesting because this is where Vegeta is actually able to self-analyze himself, showing that he will not be able to grow to his full potential unless he's willing to let the past go, which is something Vegeta still actively struggles with even in Dragon Ball Super. But Vegeta admitting that Goku is number one and fighting for someone other than himself was his first step towards surpassing the Super Saiyan 2 wall. Vegeta's character change can even be directly analyzed through his fight with the Tamagami. Vegeta doesn't only decide to fight the Tamagami with honor and respect, but he also shows mercy to the Tamagami who outrightly insulted him. The biggest thing for Vegeta though is how he decides to earn the Dragon Ball the right way, which is by answering the Tamagami's riddle instead of taking the Dragon Ball by force, which is directly what he does on Namek. You can see how history is directly repeating itself here, and you can see a visible change with Vegeta's character. Notice back when Krillin was getting a Dragon Ball from Guru had to ask Krillin a very specific question on whether or not Krillin was deserving of the Dragon Ball. The fight with the Tamagami wasn't just a test of strength, but it's also a test of character. And this is what makes Neva so unique, and it's drawing from Neva's Namekian heritage because of what we've seen on planet Namek as well. Vegeta following the rules this time and passing the test is what makes this such a powerful scene. So not only does this make Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta beyond impressive physically, but also with the emotional and mental feats he had to overcome too. I guess you could say it's a really happy time to be a Vegeta fan. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next video.